How do? It's Tex here. Now, don't worry, got no ukulele, I'm going to do you a monologue. Now you're thinking, Tex, what's a monologue? Well, a long time ago, there used to be a thing called music hall or variety theatre. And people would go out at night, watch a show, and maybe take a drink or two or go for a meal as well. And the shows were called variety shows for the reason that there was variety in them. There'd be people dancing, acting, singing, doing all sorts of stuff, like comedians, jugglers, magicians, and occasionally there'd be a monologue. Of course, nowadays, people just sit on a sofa sticking pizza into their faces and watching Celebrity, Love Island, Big Brother, with vacuous people are vile to each other. How times change. Now, the monologue basically is a long poem, usually humorous, and they're based mainly in the north of England because people from the north of England were thought to be funny. Not in funny ha-ha, they're just funny. And the king of the monologue was Stanley Holloway, but he was from the south of England, so he affected a northern accent for comedic purposes. Why anyone would do that, I don't know. Anyway, this monologue, it's about two things. First of all, it's about the stubbornness of northern men. An old girlfriend of mine, she said that men from Manchester, black and white, never come down, double died, and then she would use a swear word, which I can't use here. And it's also about rain. Now what happens is warm air from America, God bless America, comes drifting over the Atlantic, picking up moisture from the sea, turning it into clouds, and then dumping it all over the west of Scotland, the Irish coast, and the north of England, especially Manchester. Now, it's no coincidence that people in Manchester have more words for different types of rain than Eskimos have for snow. Okay, here we go with it's called 3 halfpence a foot. I'm going to do it in my natural accent, don't worry. You'll be able to understand it, I'm sure. I'll tell you an old-fashioned story my grandfather used to relate about a joiner and building contractor whose name it was Sam Ostlethwaite. In a shop on the banks of the Irwell, Sam used to follow his trade in a place you'll have heard of called Bury, you know, where black puddings is made. One day Sam was filling an hot-hole with putty when in through the door came an old chap fair reeked in whiskers. Old fella said, "Good morning, I'm no." Sam asked nor his business, and the old chap went on to remark that not liking to look at weather, he was thinking of building an ark. He'd gotten the wood for the bullocks and other shipbuilding junk, and he was after some nice bird's eye maple to panel the sides of his bunk. Now maple was Sam's monopoly. That means it was all his to cut, and no one else hadn't got none. So he asked no 3 halfpence a foot. 3 halfpence a foot, replied no. Penny a foot's more the mark. A penny a foot, and when rains come, I'll give you a ride in my ark. But neither would budge in the bargain. The whole thing was kind of a jam. Sam stuck his tongue out at no, and no made long bacon at Sam. In wrath and ill feeling they parted, not thinking that they'd meet again. And Sam had forgot all about it, till one day it started to rain. Well, it rained and it rained for a fortnight, and covered the whole countryside. It rained and it kept on raining, till Thirlwell was 50 miles wide. The houses were soon under water. Folks to the roofs had to climb. They said it were rottenest summer that Bury had had for some time. The rain showed no sign of abating. The water rose hour by hour, till the only dry land was at Blackpool, and that was on top of the tower. So Sam started swimming for Blackpool. It took him best part of a week. His clothes were wet through when he got there, and his boots were beginning to leak. He stood up to his watch chain in water on tower top just afore dark, when who should come sailing towards him but old Noah steering his ark. They stared at each other in silence till Ark was alongside old Butt, and Noah said, "Now what price you maple?" And Sam said, 3 halfpence a foot. Nor said, I'll make you an offer, same as I did t'other day. A penny a foot and a free ride. So come on, lad, what does I say? 3 halfpence a foot, replied Sam. And Nor he sailed that hoist, and sail off in a dudgeon, while Sam stood determined, but moist. Nor went off flying his pigeons, and on 40th day at wet, on his way back home, passing Blackpool, he saw Sam standing there yet. His chin just stuck out of the water, a comical figure he cut. And Nor said, now what price you maple? And Sam said, 3 halfpence a foot. Nor said, you best take my offer. It's last time I'll be hereabouts, and if water comes half an inch higher, I'll happen get maple for nowt. 3 halfpence a foot it'll cost you, said Sam, and as for me, don't you fret. Sky took a turn this morning. I think it'll brighten up yet.